All right, welcome back. Today I took a no trade day and I haven't posted in like a week since the 30th Tuesday. So I kind of want to walk through and just give an update on pretty much what's going on. Okay, so pretty much what's been going on is I really through back testing, I saw some opportunities in the market and I seen a gap in my strategy, and it was a lot of opportunities, so a lot of missed opportunities um, that I actually came across. So what happened was I have a way that I trade, and I really saw a way to increase my win rate and increase my risk reward. So basically, what it is just me really focusing and prioritizing um, um, buying and selling at resistances and supports. I was doing this manually, which kind of like it just really taxing on the brain power and also time. So I found a pretty much indicator that does support and resistance zones. So what I've been doing is I've been back testing it and pretty much trying it out. So pretty much last week, right here on Monday, and just I really didn't really post this YouTube anything because I kind of took a loss and I kind of took a loss. Well, I took a one Tuesday. Um, I'm not sure what happened on this day. I think I took a small loss and Thursday. So it's really me just like, all right, let me try this out in the live market. Let me back test this, and I really got it down packed. So kind of let me just kind of just show you. It's pretty much the same strategy. It's just me like really defining my processes etched out in solid stone, right? So the checklist, pretty much what I'm doing is the first thing I do is I get my bias and I look for my entry, right? So how I get my bias, I look at my news, see if we got news. I do my top down analysis. I'm looking at support, resistance, trend line, break, retest, Fibonacci zones. A lot of this got simplified down to me just pretty much looking at these different zones. And I'll show an example of that shortly. And then the entry, I got my bias plus I wait for my breaker structure and price taps in my zone break entry. So my final question before I take a trade is just I'm looking at the same patterns, which is the zone launch pattern that I have, and then my micro and my macro, my micro, my macro, and golf and retest. So let me actually go down. This is my journal. It's got about almost 250 pages. So let me go down and let me just show you some examples. Um, Let me just breeze through a couple examples. So let's start here. Just back testing. I mean, we can start a lot of places. Let's start let's start here. All right, so here's a trade on back testing on May 14th at 10:50 a.m. The duration lasted to about 12:10. So a higher time frame. You know what? Let's not start here. I want to go to where I've really got the process etched out in stone. I'm talking rock solid. Like yo, like my drain is on point now. So let's start at this one, right? So this is a back tested one on January 5th at 9:30 a.m. Also, I took an image of the actual overall structure, and I'm looking at the structure, and I'm like, well, let's do buys. I took buys because of the candle reaction at demand, and then got engulfing, right? So basically, what that means is here, um, before the 9:30 in this back test, price was pretty much at this point, and I'm looking at this zone right here, and I'm looking at the zone that it's under. So if I'm looking at it, it said if I can get this zone, if I can get price to retrace down to the zone, then I'm looking to get a zone launch pattern, or I'm looking to get my bullish engulfing and retest pattern. And the same thing up here. So price opens, come down here. I'm looking at my pattern to take it to the upside. The same thing. If price doesn't retrace, it just comes up here. Same thing. I'm looking to get some type of reaction, right? Um, so as you can see here, how this thing actually played out. Here's the actual overall trade. Here's the actual beginning of the trade. So I'm looking at it. Price when the market opened, price pretty much shot down right here to this resistance, and you see what kind of candle printed a green candle, rejected this demand this demand zone, right, this support. And what happened, we engulfed this red candle. Very important. when the candle and did that engulf like that, that's let me know I'm gonna have enough cheese to actually make some money. So when we look at the next candle, um, and it's the same thing. I draw my zone in this red candle here. When the next candle pretty much it started off printing in my zone, I go ahead and do my entry. However, I did want to wait. I did because this candles was wicking out at the top. I wasn't exactly sure, so I wanted to wait. I didn't do an aggressive entry. I wanted to do a candle pass entry. So I let this candle pretty much once it passed this green candle here, you see I entered in, right? And then this next candle, um, well, it kind of started off that candle in the 5 minute, and then you see it came back down, which made me a lot nervous. But ultimately, the candle actually ended up coming back up and you know making some money. Um, so let's go to the live charts. As the journal. All right, so let's go into live charts, and I'll just because it's a no trading day. I didn't take a trade today. I'll just run through today real quick. If I'm looking at today, let me leave this. So if I'm looking at today, pretty much, let me go on a replay. All right, so I'm on a replay. I'm looking at today. It is 9:25. The market is about to open up. So right away, I'm looking at the market and I'm like, okay, I'm looking at the market and I'm interested in buys as an overall bias. However, for the most part, I'm just looking for a price reaction once we get to the zones. As you can see here, we got a zone here that's listed here. Price touch here, 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 here. So I'm looking for price to come down, have a reaction to the zone, and take price to the upside. And then this yellow right here will be my take profit. And it's the same thing, it's just support and resistance. Price reacted to the here's a bunch of times. So that's pretty much the indicator. Now I could go in and I can look at and draw those zones, but it's going to take time. So it's just I found it a much solidified, easier process to just have the indicator draw that for me, so I can save time and brain power, and just really optimize my actions on the chart. Like my execution is focused on my execution of the chart. So what happens is I'm looking for price to come down here. I'm looking to get my engulfing pattern, right? And I'm looking to take it back up top. So what happened was once the price actually kind of kicked in, you see market did that. It really didn't give me what I was looking for. More so what I'm looking for is something like this. So you see how price came down and we got an engulfing pattern here. See how this green candle engulfed this candle and formed a solid level of um, support on this support level right here, right? And came back down, same thing, right? This red candle got engulfed by this green candle. So what happens is I would draw same thing, same strategy. I would draw my box here, and then once it's engulfed, I'll wait for price to come and tap this zone. Once we tap the zone, right, then we pretty much end the trade, supply and demand. Then we would take it up. So I'll place my stop loss below here, and we'll take it up. We can. I would probably have took this. It's a nice 1-3. I probably would have took this right here, or probably most likely right here for a nice 1-3. Right? So that's pretty decent trade. It's a buy. Okay, so pretty much that's what I'm looking here. But you can see price did just a huge candle. Price did not give me what I want whatsoever. Okay, so that's fine. Let's go. Okay. Um. So pretty much once we got into this area, I'm like, okay, I'm overall looking for buys. However, if price is showing me sales, I'll take a sell back down to this area. So I'm like, all right, here's the area, and here's like another line here I drew. Um, I forget why I drew this particular line. Let me just delete it for now. So for what I'm looking at when on the market open, I'm looking at this right here, and I'm like, all right. I'm getting some rejection candles here. So here, this red candle engulfed this green candle, and we kind of got a rejection to there. So at this point in time, what I could do is I could have went and just drawed my zone around this box here. Now, because I was looking for buys and because this red candle didn't engulf the wicks, this next candle, I would more so be looking for this next candle to um I really wasn't sure because the next candle is going to print and it can come out here if the next candle prints, because this candle is over, and if its next candle starts right here, maybe we go and touch and come down. The second this candle comes and beat this candle, then I would have been like a little comfortable getting in something like this, right, and just taking it to this next zone, which is 1.7, right. So what happened was, the next candle, it did that. And I was like, like I'm like we just engulfed here, right? Um, this was some type of engulfment, and we're reacting pretty much to this zone. This candle stopped me in my tracks, right? This is like an indecision candle, a doji, if you will, at the top, right? So this is the first sign as if there's no volume. Not only that, is we have one, two, three candles wicking to the downside, which is showing that the buyers are strong. So I'm like, I don't feel comfortable taking sales. Okay. Boom. Then we get a green candle that engulfed this red candle here. So I'm like, okay. So the price did not, price reacted to this zone. Okay. So that's a confluence to sell. However, my strategy, I'm looking for, if you look and see, if you look at what I'm looking for, I'm really looking for this nice engulfing, right? So you see how this green candle engulfed that red one, right? It's like a launch pad. It's just boom, just launching. That's what I'm looking for. I didn't get what I wanted. So just that alone will actually keep me out of trades from getting stomped out. Like it's nice and it's beautiful. That's why I really wanted to get this down packed, because now my entry is a confirmation of which direction price is going. Also, my area of interest, if I get a reaction to that area, is just a double confirmation of what price is going to be able to make some profits. So once we got that green candle engulfing, I'm like, okay, sellers at this point are not controlled, buyers are still present. And in order for me to take a buy, what do we need to do? We need to pretty much print above this yellow line. Let me take this away. We need to pretty much print a candle above the yellow line, and we also need to get right here. So I think this is why I drew here. Yeah, that's why I drew it. So this right here, I want a candle to print above this line. Once we print above this line here, I'm comfortable with taking TP right here. Nice little trade, right? Put my stop loss over here somewhere, right? Okay, so let's do it. Let's see the next candle. Okay, next candle, we came, right? We beat this candle. Nice. However, you see where price stopped exactly at this zone. So you see here the indicator didn't draw this. However, I'm not stupid. Like I know how to trade. So I drew it myself, right? We beat this indicator, confluence number one to buy. Okay, we engulfed this red candle, confluence number two. So we're going up, but I'm asking myself one question: why did not price print above this line here? And this is what I mean, just having my process just locked in solid. I mean, I'm talking to the T. So look here. Why did price finish this way? Is the one question I'm asking myself. Why didn't price just go boop 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 couple points and stop right here? Why? Is because price is not going to break the zone. We're not breaking the zone whatsoever. As you can see here, the zone is pretty damn powerful. and we're not breaking the zone. So I'm like, okay, well, I don't feel comfortable buying. I want to make sure. I want to be sure. So let's see next candle. Boom. Right. I thought the price was about to break. I almost pushed the buy button. I said, you know what? Let me have some patience and let me actually execute my system, because we got what I wanted here. Right. We got. If you look here, this yellow line is a zone. We got a candle engulfing and rejecting the zone. It reacted to the zone. That's what I like, right? And also we're rejecting here, right? So boom, I got my zone right here. Once price engulfed this one, we already retouched it. And look how we finished above the zone. This right here is an A plus buy. However, we have a zone at the top. Why did not price print above the damn zone? I was like, okay, stop. Do not buy. What's going on here? This is funky. This is something smell of funky here. All right, next price, 5 minutes, struggle like hell. Didn't print, finish red. So I'm like, okay, this is interesting. I'm not going to buy until we break the zone and we print. Like I'm talking. I want a Kindle. I don't care about like the price come up here and almost miss my entry. I don't care, right? I want to know, because it's still like it's what it's only 10:15 a.m. Right? We still got some out, some time ahead of us. So maybe price can come up here, print. We do a little retrace. I get in and boom, I take it in. So I wanted price to print above this line. Period. Why is price not printing above the damn line? Right? So, okay, let's go to the next candle. Boom, struggle again. I'm like, okay, what the heck, man? Okay, let's go to the next candle. Struggle bus. I'm like, oh, snap. Are we about to sell? Okay, so now what's my plan for sales at this point? Okay, my plan for sales is we need to pretty much come and we need to take out these lows here, right? We need to come and take out these lows here. However, I am a bit nervous, because if I take my fib and I draw my Fibonacci, this area is the golden zone for a pullback. So we could pull back here and end up shooting back and going like fully where I want it. Okay, so I'm gonna keep that in the back of my mind. Okay. Not only do we need to get here, um, at that point in time, I'm like, you know what? If price comes here, the next zone is here. I just may wait for the buys and just make, because even if price comes here and we go down, if price comes here, we going down. If we're going to sell, we're gonna break this. We're gonna break this zone anyways, and then I'll just find another zone like this zone right here, right? What I'll do, I come here and I'm like, all right, cool. We just break this zone. Now just wait for a retracement, respect this line, get the rejection, same thing, engulf, boop, down here. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm just chill, sit on my hands, right? Just want to be safe. All right, so boom. Okay, price finally broke. Okay, I'm happy, right? But I did not do the buy. Wanna why I didn't why didn't I do the buy? Is because the way the candlesticks is moving. I mean, why are we moving like this, bro? Why like that's the one question that I ask myself, that I learned to ask myself, is why? Why is price doing this, or why is price not doing this? Because I'm looking like, here, listen, I'm trying to take this to the moon. I'm trying to TP up here, bro. Why are we struggling like this? Like price is legit struggling. Like, why do we have one, two, three, four, five candles all wicking to the top? Why we have those same candles wicking to the bottom? All right. This one candle, I remember I had this in the back of my mind. I'm like, yo, could price be consolidating right now, or could we not have any value? Because if you back out here, you look at Friday, I got my trading sessions on. If you look at Friday, absolutely no volume. Why? 4th of July. So I'm like, okay, maybe because of 4th of July, we ain't really cooking. All right. So okay, at this point, I'm like, all right, we cool. Price is what it is. Let me, go out, and I'm looking. I'm like, all right, listen, we got a new zone basically. We got this red candle. We just broke. I need more confirmation, because I don't like how price is moving right now. So I'm like, all right, bet. We just gonna do a new zone. We just gonna do here. Once I can get another candle to pretty much come into this zone, I want it to touch down, and I need this thing to engulf above this candle. Once we golf above this candle, I'll go ahead and get in. So what I did here is I put here and I said, once we can get here, I will gladly put my stop loss here and I will gladly do a nice boop. I'll take that, no problem. So I'm like, this is what I want to see. I want to see this. If we gonna go, we gonna go. Price gonna do it, we gonna do it. Let's cook, right? So I'm waiting. Next candle, boom. I'm like, oh man, you gotta be kidding me, right? I could have brought price tapped me into my zone, but I'm saying nope. Let's wait. Price, we never got up here, so I never brought. Okay, let's wait the next candle. Boom. Again, we're struggling. I'm like, okay, we at this point in time, we ain't got no volume. I don't know. Are we waiting to sell? Right? I already told you my sales plan. If we can come down here, right? If we can come down, because I'm looking at the fib to 50% retracement, because I don't know if it'll hit 50 and come back. And actually, we got another zone right here. So I'm cognitive of this line right here. Let me draw this on. So I'm like, all right, bet. Because what can happen is if we are selling, price can come down, right? We can break this zone, give a little retest, break this zone, give a little retest, and come back down. So I'm like, because of these zones in a way, because price movement, I may not have to wait till we get way down here. I can, if price comes and we can break below this yellow zone and get my engulfing candle to the downside, I will gladly get into some type of sales, put my stop loss above here, get into sales and just take it down here. So I'm like, all right, cool. Let's see what price is doing. Boom, boom, boom. Just complete. We ain't going nowhere. And at this point in time, I'm like, okay, this is looking like a no trade day for me. Why? Because look. All right, market open. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We got 17 damn candles. It is already 10:55. Okay. Looks a lot like this day. All candles bunched up together, but now check this out. 17 candles, man. Look at the session on Friday or Thursday, right? We got candle market open. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Boom! Price made a move, right? Let's see. Even this one, we got market open. 1. Even look, the damn second candle. We got exactly what I wanted. Look, this is what I'm talking about, right? This is what I'm talking about. Market opens at 9:30, right? Price comes down to this point. We get a doji. It engulfs a doji. Hello, we ready to rock. I bet you. So at this point in time, you wouldn't have a line right here. We'd have been in the middle of no man's land. However, if I come, right, boom. See that yellow line right there? Come, boom. I would have drew that sucker and I would have been like, hello, we're at a zone. We got a nice rejection candle. A doji says it's a sign of a change of direction at the bottom. And then we got an engulfment on that doji because we got wicks at the top. I'm waiting for this next candle. I'm not waiting. I'm waiting for this next candle to break this wicks, this high right here. Once we would have broke, I would have been like, all right, cool. Let's go ahead and get in this trade right here. Let's put the stop loss there. And let's see if we can get us at least a nice 1-to-1. Right? Boom, that little nice 1-to-1. All right, bet. Little light, little something like that day. Okay, let's look at the beginning of the trade day this time. All right, this is Tuesday the 30th. And I didn't take this. I was still pretty much getting my process in order. Here we are. This is what the market is looking like. Before the market opened, we're at a zone here at the bottom. Price got what? We got our engulfing candle at a zone, right? The next candle, and I'm not sure what happened. I think this happened too fast where I wasn't paying attention. Boom, price went up. I think on this day, unfortunately, I was looking at the 1 minute chart because I was doing something I'll tell you about in a few. on the 1 minute. So here, pretty much price came. We didn't exactly tap into, and this is a part of me pretty much fixing the strategy, right? As you can see here, my strategy always was like, all right, this is the zone, wait until price tap. See how we don't get a price tap? And I started to notice I'm missing a lot of trades. So I'm like, I don't need to wait on a price tap if we are at a point of demand. If we're at a point of supply or resistance and we get a rejection candle, see this candle? Got a nice rejection candle. And then boom, we get an engulfing and engulfs that green candle. I don't necessarily have to wait for price to come. I can go ahead and enter into a trade right off the bat. So as soon as I'm looking like this, price comes. As soon as we getting right here in this area, what I would have did, I would have entered into a trade like so, put my stop loss below like so, and I would have took that bad boy right to the next zone. Boom, right here, right? Okay. I could have even left a runner. So let me go back. So that's price for the week. We get here on Monday, last week. We get here on Monday. Look at all these candles, and we ain't going nowhere. I'm like, man, I'm not trading this bull crap because even if price do get up here, what's the stop price from going here and coming all the way back down here and just flopping like a dead fish? I'm like, I'm not interested, man. And that's that point. I pretty much started to look to get off the charts. Price did get my attention right around this candle, but then again, shoot, went back up, created a rejection candle. I'm like, man, I'm good. So that's why we took a no trade day. So that's the 5 minute. That's on a prop firm live account. I'm gonna be trading on the 1 minute. If I go to the actual 1 minute here, reset on the 1 minute, I could have took a trade. Um, let me get rid of these. That's for the 5 minute. 1 minute is entirely different beast. So let's go to the opening trade day on the 1 minute. Let's go to select the bar. Boom. All right, so here we are on the 1 minute. I'm looking at the charts. I'm looking at buys. Price is going up on the 1 minute. I'm looking at buys, right? I figure, I'm like, man, if we can, if price, if the session kicks in, we continue to sell to this point. I'm looking to get a nice rejection candle. If you can see here, last time price got to this point, we rejected. Price came up. Once you got green candles that passed that red candle, I'm pretty much looking to get in somewhere up in here. As you can see here, price went up, came back to back here, right? Would have been at our start. But then what you had on the downtrend, you had a doji, and then you got that engulfing activity. Let you know I can hold on to a trade or just re-enter. Boom, right? Took it to the top. So I'm like, all right, let's see if we can get that same action here. Let's see if price can come down. Okay. Boom, market open. I'm not messing with that. Now 30, that candle's moving way too fast. It's not clean. Emotions are high. I like a nice easy golf swing on my entries. I'm like, nah, no bueno. All right, so my next plan of attack, I'm pretty much at this point, I'm looking at buys. I want to see price break above this yellow line and give me a nice rejection candle to this yellow line and golfing to the upside. And I would pretty much look to take it to the top of the key right up here to liquidity. All right, let's see what we get. Let's see if we can cook. Boom, right? We got one of those. I'm like, oh, snap, right? Boom. At this point, so let's see. We got here. You look at this green candle. This green line. See how that's very close to these two yellow lines. So I would have pretty much drew a little line here. We got a little zone here. Got like a zone right there. So we got a bullish zone here. We broke to this point. Also, I'm looking right around here. Also, I'm seeing how this candle just printed right around here. So I'm like, all right, I like here. This is what I'm just saying, speculating what I would have done in a 1 minute. I'm like, all right, cool. We just engulfed this red candle. I would pretty much on the 1 minute what I would have done, I would have drew it right here. Okay. I got my zone right here. We engulfed it. What I would like to see, I want to see price give me a rejection line, a rejection candle to this zone here, and also break this zone and continue to the upside. And I would probably take it a little higher. If I can get in good, I would probably take it up here or something. I don't know. All right. So next candle. All right. So next candle, you see we got a doji indecision. However, we respected this resistance here to the top. Boom. Candle gave me exactly what I wanted. So what? We respected it. We rejected to the downside. We broke this thing here. I would have definitely looked at. I think my plan has ran out. My computer has frozen. So y'all get the idea. Y'all get the drift, man. We cooking. Just took some time off to really solidify the process. My computer's freezing up. Let's get it. Oh boy.